Well, I think the reality is that we're living in a world where facts are used loosely and they're used to arrive at foregone conclusions to serve personal and political interests. So in that world, we're really left with a global population that's looking for answers, that's looking for the truth, and is looking at all sources among us, whether it be business or government. Your audiences are waiting to hear from you, not that you have to wade into every political fray, but they certainly want to understand what brands stand for, and they want to pay loyalty to the brands that align to their own values. This year we really took a close look at the era of populism and what that meant as in relationship to trusted sources, and we found that social media is more trusted than a company's advertising, that leaked information is more trusted than a company's press release, and that the self-proclaimed reformer is more trusted than the keeper of the status quo. So a lot of skepticism then around institutions and authority. But every year we ask, of all the sectors that we survey, what sectors trust their employers most to do the right thing? And while every year financial services comes in as the least trusted sector, the employees of financial services companies trust their employer to do the right thing more than any other sector that we survey, which tells us that these are an army of brand ambassadors that have a lot to say to promote and defend their organization and are largely untapped by their organizations. You know, it's interesting, over the last few years in the Trust Barometer, we've seen a steady decline in the trust of traditional media, and over the last couple of years, the most trusted source of media is search, which is a bit of a different animal in that it's an amalgamator. But when you go onto a search engine and look for a topic, when you find 3 trusted sources bounce to the top, then that is enough to sort of say to you that's a trusted source of media for me. And also a very interesting source of information is we've seen a rise in the trust of owned content, and by owned I mean the content that a company is putting out on its own channels. And so what that's telling us, if you are a trusted brand and you have compelling content that is going to be of interest to your reader, they're happy to come to your own website, to your own channels of any kind to take in that information. Looking forward, if you are a trusted company, a trusted brand, a trusted institution, individuals are more likely to follow you to lead. And that means buying your products, defending you in a crisis, holding onto your stock in a crisis, recommending to friends, and again, rewarding you with loyalty if you're trusted and aligned to the brands of the individual, looking out for the best interests of society. First and foremost, to become more human. And again, that's understanding the balance between the human experience, the human voice, the human tone, and the right number of touch points so that you really have a true relationship. Secondly, solving real customer problems with technology. So technology is great, it solves a lot of problems, but it's got to be more about the institution's bottom line and the head count perhaps, but it's really got to be about solving the problem of the customer. And if they feel that type of intent is not made real and clear, they can easily switch to another provider. And then lastly, especially for financial services, radical transparency. It can't be said enough that bad things happen to good actors, but getting the truth out quickly, making clear that we're not just going to talk about doing things differently, we're going to be demonstrable and quick in that action so that it's believable and long-lasting and sustaining, so that customers really have the sense that the institutions that are meant to serve them have their best interests at heart.